Hello, beautiful people. Robbie, you are aware that I still know where you live and I can find you for these words. I can find you and I can, I don't know what I can do, but I can find you. I can find you. Also, hi Taz, hi John, hi Bombi, hi Niels, hi Karen, hi Bjorn, hi Kristen, hi Mark, hi Grumpy, hi Robbie. Hello everyone on Joey's and my TikTok. I went to the Azov rally today and to the Free Azov, Free POWs rally again. It was very big. Hi Martin. It was very big. It was incredibly powerful. Hi Frank. I actually liked last week's rally better. But because it was near Sofievska Square, and while there were less people, and today there was it was so many people. It was incredible how many people showed up. But last week, because it was a different location, it felt a little more cohesive, and it felt like people were people were chatting more and people were interacting more. And this location sort of had four separate parts, because it's on this big crossroad, right? And it's on this big intersection, and people were standing on all four corners of the intersection. So there were four separate areas there, and it felt like people were just sort of constantly migrating between all of them, and it was just odd. But after that, me and my friend Sasha, my friend Sasha and her boyfriend and their friends were there, and you met them last week on Rick's stream. Sasha and her boyfriend, she's my childhood friend, she's fantastic. So their friends also joined, and then we all walked around Kyiv for quite a while, and it was pretty great because they showed me some places that I haven't seen before. And then me and Sasha went to a mall because we wanted to find t-shirts or shirts that we could paint on the back, the support Free Azovstal POWs messages. And we couldn't find shirts that we could use because they were all very stretchy, and it's hard to paint on them with acrylics. But what we did find, and I can't wait to show it to you because it's freaking hilarious. As you know, Free Azovstal POWs rallies are very dog friendly, and Cine comes with me to all of them, and also a lot of other dogs come to these rallies. And I swear, Sasha found this today. And it's a doggy, it's a doggy t-shirt, and we are gonna, I'm gonna write Free Azovstal POWs on it, or or indifference kills, or silence kills. And Cine is going to be rocking this uber patriotic shirt next time. And I swear this is the cutest and most ridiculous thing I have ever seen or purchased for my dog, because she doesn't necessarily wear clothing. Free Azovstal Defenders, that also works. And so this is what Cine is going to be attending all of the rallies in now. Also, I had finally got an acrylic paint and painted these. So I put some shimmery metallic paint on it because I figured when the sun shines on it, it's going to be much easier to see. It's easier to read. So this one says, "Where is Azov?" And this is the only one I've done so far, but I have to do two more, and one for Cine, because most of the dogs at the rally usually have little signs hanging off of their necks. They're not hurting dogs in any way. But so yes, so I would like to paint one for Cine as well, and two for Sasha and for Sasha's boyfriend. We did find a t-shirt for Sasha's boyfriend, though, that was a material I could paint on, and so I'm going to do that for next week's rally. And yeah, so it was a very, 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 it was a long day. It was a very long day. I overslept a bit of. I showed up to the rally later than I normally do, and the rally also started an hour earlier today, which I didn't know about. Some people were there from 11:15. It turns out, and I got there at 1 because normally it starts at noon, and it was like super far. Well, not super far, but like much farther from where I live than normal. Anyways, it was a whole thing, but I was there for, I think, an hour and a half. I saw Rick, and I think I got a sighting of Mrs. Rick because we went to get ice cream after the rally to a neighboring like food market, and we did see Rick, and Rick was walking with a lady, and I think that might have been Mrs. Rick. So I got a sighting. Hi, Carlos, and hi, Grandma Dude, and hi, Justin. Bomb sniffer terrier, patron. And then, you know, I got a tour of Kyiv, so to speak. And then we sort of like, you know, we brought Cindy home and we did a bunch of like, we ran a bunch of errands and things like that. And I've been looking for, you know, these like things that I could use for the rally next time, because everyone always shows up with these very thought out, very thoughtful posters, signs, and you know, it's important to have one, and it's important to say things, especially I think in English, to transmit them to foreign audiences. And for the past like couple of weeks, I suppose, I haven't been able. So like the sign has to be on cardboard, right? And I was like, where the heck do I get cardboard? And you know, it's very evident that I haven't been sleeping well, because I got cardboard literally from a box. Like I just like, this was a box and I just cut it in many pieces to make cardboard signs out of it. And I just like couldn't, like I have so many boxes. And I was just like, what the fuck, Yulia, how did you not think about it this earlier? But so yeah, now I have a box, and now I'm going to be painting all of these signs on a box because it has enough parts. But yeah, I was just like, I cannot believe I did not think of this earlier. And I also potentially want to, like I was thinking that I would take this shirt and maybe paint on the back of it something along the lines of "Where is Azov?" Because why not? You know, and I feel like walking around with this shirt around the city, like more people are going to keep seeing it if I just wear it, and people are going to show up to more rallies, and people are going to like think about it more, you know, and stuff like that. I think it's great to have these signs painted on pieces of clothing, because you don't only wear that clothing to a rally, you also wear it in your everyday life, and people tend to notice it and see it. So yeah, so that's that. And this is the burning question: where is Azov? Because they haven't been exchanged in over 8 months. I think only like 2 have been exchanged, and there are like over 800 of just Azov still in captivity. So yeah, so that's quite. It was quite a day. I got home pretty late. Cindy was exhausted because she's walked like half of Kyiv today. And she's literally like so asleep. I haven't heard like a single sound from her the entire evening since I've come back. She just like said hello to me and then immediately just effed off back to sleep. Where's the main host? The main host, I mean, this is actually funny because it's not that there is a main host and a non-main host. This is my friend Joey's account, and he's on a cruise with his lovely wife, and he should be coming back any day now. And he'd asked me to take over his account while he's away because he wasn't going to have any service there, and he didn't want to leave people without updates. I'm Yulia. I'm Ukrainian. I'm born and raised in Ukraine. I've lived in New York for 13 years, and I have my own account where I do news lives every evening. In fact, I'm doing it simultaneously right now as well, both on TikTok and YouTube, and also on Joey's account. And Joey usually does videos, and for me, I do lives every evening, and I do videos as well, but not nearly as often. Like Joey does tons of updates every day during the day in videos, and I do live streams in the evening. Hi, Chad. I do live streams in the evening. Just kind of going over all of the news for the day, because it works for me a little better. And also video, I don't know, it's just much more comfortable for me to do live streams, I guess. So yeah, if you would like to follow me and keep up with live streams, you can do so on YouTube or on TikTok. And my username is Yewleea, like Yulia. So yeah, also, and TikTok put Joey's video in my FYP about asking Yulia and Masha to take over his channel for a bit. Yeah, Masha did 2 videos, but then Masha got very busy with work, and so we haven't really been on top of it. Like, honestly, I thought we'd be able to post more videos because Masha is very good at putting together videos, but she got really busy with work this week, so it's basically mostly been me doing live streams in the evening. Yeah, I mean, hey, thank you for having me over on Joey's account. Also, hi, Robbie, hi, Grumpy, hi, Prexis, hi, Stuart. Okay, I don't even know what's going on there, but hi, Odin, and hi, Diane, good to see you. Also, привет. So, yeah. I want to talk a bit about Western hypocrisy today because, as we all know, yesterday Iran sent hundreds of shaheds towards Israel. And of course, Israel has the Iron Dome and Israel has the ability to take out these shaheds. But, France, the UK, and the US wasted no time and helped Iran take down the shaheds. And, so let me put this out there that I fully understand how geopolitics works. I understand that Israel is a longstanding partner of the United States. It's also the only ally of the United States in the Middle East, or the only ally of NATO in the Middle East. And I fully understand that NATO is going to dance to Israel's music and give Israel all the support and help that Israel needs or wants or is not even asking for. We've seen that happen. But, NATO could easily allow Poland to take down shaheds and missiles close to Polish border before they even get into the Polish territory, whether they're heading there or not, or they're just way too close. But they're not going to do that. And the US and, the UK and France, the 3 countries that were taking down shaheds for Israel, actually all were signatories to the Budapest Memorandum, where they promised Ukraine that they would protect our territorial integrity and sovereignty in exchange for giving up our nukes. So it's kind of incredibly fucking hypocritical, pardon my French, I'm just learning, to take down shaheds to help Israel that actually realistically doesn't even need help taking them down, because they have an incredible military power, and they also have so much advanced, incredible air defense that realistically they did not need that help. That was just a gesture. That was done specifically to make a point. Not to help them, because they didn't need the help. Ukraine does need the help, and Ukraine was promised all the help. Yet we are not receiving it. And some idiot from The Wired or something, The Wire or something like that, who's a senior editor, literally posted on Twitter saying it's something along the lines of, it's awful how Israel has to live in constant fear of being attacked all the time, because no other modern country lives like that or is experiencing this. First of all, Israel does not live in a constant fear of air attacks. Also, again, Like, Israel has superior air defense, some of the best air defense in the fucking world. Israel is not losing sleep over having air attacks on it. Also, this is like the first one in a while, or the first major one in like a very long time. Ukraine lives under not fear of air attacks, but under literal air attacks every fucking day. What do you mean no other modern country lives in that circumstance or lives through that situation? I was like, I understand that some people are just plain like special, but this is a senior editor of a major publication. Like, that person has to be fired because that's not their personal opinion that's just like off or wrong. It's just incredible misinformation, and this person demonstrating their lack of knowledge on the world events at all. Because saying that no modern country lives through the fear of constantly lives with the fear of being air attacked is ludicrous. Israel does not live in constant fear of air attacks because there aren't constant air attacks on Israel. Israel, again, also doesn't necessarily have to worry as much about air attacks because their air defense is superior. Ukraine doesn't live in fear of air attacks. We live under air attacks. And our air defense is not superior. In fact, we're not getting all the air defense we need. There are, though. No, there aren't. Not like that. Like, you want to tell me that most Israeli cities get attacked every night by a rainstorm of missiles and drones? They don't. They don't. They don't get attacked every night by a rainstorm of missiles and drones. No. And also, again, Israel doesn't have to worry because if Israel gets attacked, it's usually by countries that are that have about the same capabilities as Israel or much lower. So they don't actually have to worry as much. But Ukraine does. One sec, guys. Якщо у вас є якісь проблеми, ви можете піти на всі напрямки, на які хочете. З тим, що я говорю, чи з тим, як я це говорю. По-перше, по-друге, я не знаю, чому ви вирішили, що я бажаю дивитись на російську мову, чи слухати російську мову, чи читати російську мову, тому що в мене, це, напевно, дуже видно, що я розмовляю англійською, і в мене написано, що я з України. То яким боком ви вирішили, що я розмовляю російською? Я ігнорю всі коменти російською мовою, не спілкуюся, і, як на мене, це просто зневажливо. Anyways. Так як ви звертаєтесь до мене, я звертаюсь до вас. Anyways, I just love when like random people, whether it be Ukrainians or not, like coming into my live and like telling me how to speak or how to talk or what I should or shouldn't do. And then when I tell them where to go, they're like, why are you being aggressive? And I'm like, well, because first of all, you came into my live speaking Russian. Second of all, you came into my live saying like, oh, don't make this sound after every sentence, which they meant this, right? Which is like my fidgeting. Sorry. I mean, like, if you don't like it, you can move on. But you know, if you come in to my live telling me what to do and what not to do, and also speaking to me in Russian, I am going to tell you all the directions you should go in. You should show yourself out into, you know, you can just do that. Anyways, learning from Iran, mullah system and zealots won't be complete until their oppressive culture has finished erasing Christianity, at Mr. Fox. You're goddamn fidgeting. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Hi, Martin. Fidgeting sound. There wasn't any sound of that till you intentionally did it. Oh no, I mean like I know what the sound is because I actually oh thank you, Yana. I actually do that a lot. That's what I do. This is like my fidgeting. I do this and I do that. And I know I do that, but like as someone with severe ADHD and anxiety, you know what? I think that's not the worst thing. And also like if it triggers you, sorry, can't do anything about it. But anyways, hi Feisty. Don't you update on Ukraine news? Well, we are getting there. We have been getting there for a little bit, and we also. Oh, okay. You DM Joey saying that we haven't been posting any content. Yes, we haven't been posting any video content because both Masha and I have you know our own jobs to do, so it was much harder to do videos every day, but I do lives every evening, so you know they're also all saved on YouTube if you want to rewatch them and get more information. But okay, let me get to the part that starts with today's news, and we are gonna go over all of them. Yeah, sorry. No, I mean like I figured you didn't, so I actually responded letting you know that that's the case. I don't mean it in like in a negative way. I just figured that, you know, I would let you know. Okay, one sec. Sorry, it's just taking me quite a bit today. But 1 second. Because I haven't been looking at you know, at my thing in the computer. It's been on my iPad. I don't want to use the iPad, so I am going to use the computer today. Oh, wow. There is some fantastic. So this year, Lithuania will allocate 1.2 billion euros to the EU's support fund for Ukraine. Thank you, DW. To the EU's support fund for Ukraine. The funds will be used for purchasing ammunition and military equipment, as well as enhancing the security system in Ukrainian schools. According to Agne Bilotaite, I'm sure Taz is going to have something to say about this pronunciation, but according to Agne Bilotaite, Lithuania's Minister of Internal Affairs, Bilotaite emphasized that both the Lithuanian authorities and the population recognize the significance of providing aid to Ukraine. Despite being a small country with a population of 3 million people, Lithuania is committed to offering substantial support, understanding the current fight as one that impacts them directly. We will make every effort to continue supporting you, standing with you until victory, Bilotaite affirmed. How is Joey, and how are you doing? Joey is on a cruise, and I'm sure he's well. I haven't spoken to him since he's departed to the cruise because there is no internet on the cruise. So we will all hear from him again when he comes back at the same time. Yeah, so I did want to. So I actually commenced yesterday's live with this news about Lithuania, but I wanted to shout Lithuania out again because, you know, we always hear about all the things that Lithuania is doing about Ukraine. The stuff from Ukraine that I need. Just DM it to me, Avery. So Lithuania is a country of 2.7 million people. It's a very small country, and its population is not that large. But Lithuania has done so much for Ukraine. Lithuania gives an incredibly large percentage of its GDP and military budget to and full military budget to defend Ukraine. Anytime Ukraine needs anything, Lithuania provides it for us. Lithuania is not looking for excuses. If they don't have something, they procure it. Like, they have been so supportive. And I mean, like, they've been going above and beyond. And I think that we very often sort of just gloss over how much Lithuania has actually done, because to be fair, Lithuania doesn't have that many weapons to give, but everything they have, they do give. But it obviously gets lost in the quantities because you know, it's not a large amount comparatively to other countries, but it's a huge amount because they give us everything they have and don't have. So I really do want to give Lithuania all the credit they deserve, because they deserve a lot. Thank you, Ruby, and thank you, Vilma. Wilma. Sorry. Vilma is like, it sounds like a very German name. In an interview with Die Tageszeitung, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz refrained from directly addressing whether he supports Ukraine's undisputed victory. Of course. When questioned about the possibility of negotiations and compromises, Scholz emphasized the importance of preventing Russia from winning the war, stating Russia should not win this war. He acknowledged the prolonged nature of the conflict, indicating that supplying weapons and ammunition to Ukraine will be necessary for an extended period of time. Pressed further on the notion of victory, Scholz avoided a definitive response, stating, "I'll let everyone call it what they want." He emphasized the significance of halting Putin's advancements in the war, acknowledging the uncertainty regarding the duration. Regarding his upcoming visit to China, Scholz expressed intent to discuss the Russian-Ukrainian war and Beijing's support for the aggressor. He expressed confidence in China's potential to convey the imperative of ending the senseless imperialist war. Well, first of all, no. Realistically, China is still, like they're not necessarily allied with Russia in a sense in which they used to be, where it's like unconditional support, but they're still going to they're still going to be siding with Russia, and they're going to be doing so quietly. They're going to be selling Russia all the goods. They're going to be making as much money out of Russia as humanly possible at the moment. So there is that. Hi from Northern Ireland. Oh, hi. Hello. Та не потрібно звертатися англійською, просто ви прийшли і почали говорити російською, мої модератори вас заблокували, не я. Ви почали говорити російською, і ви ще й мені диктували, що мені треба робити, що мені не треба робити, то, звісно, вас заблокують. Типу, якщо це такий introduction, типа, то що ви хочете? Anyways, but so one of the things that Germany is doing is, first of all, Scholz has no backbone. One of the reasons why Scholz was, not one of the reasons why Scholz was elected, but the actual reason why Scholz was elected, according to German people that I do know, was because the other guy was recorded openly criticizing Germany, but I don't mean criticizing as in like healthy criticizing, but just basically talking about how he wants this, position for the power and the influence and whatever, and how he doesn't care about Germany, and criticizing like the most ridiculous things. And he was actually recorded doing that after one of his rallies or something like that. And Scholz won because the other guy was just that much worse. And so, one sec. Я не можу вам нічого показати, тому що ви на іншому акаунті, і все те, що ви пишете, видаляється після того, як вас блокують. Я не бачила від вас ніяких запитань. Я бачила від вас, не треба говорити щось там в кінці кожного речення. Це я від вас бачила. Отаке я від вас бачила. По-перше, по-друге, я вас не блочу, в мене на це немає часу, бачите, в мене ручки тут, це роблять модератори. І якщо ви хочете, якесь задати запитання, напевно, після нього треба ставити знак запитання, а також, напевно, не треба спамити чат, тому що ви не єдиний в ньому. А також, який привіт, така і відповідь, тому що ви, ви просто вважаєте, і ви якось трошки себе, занадто високо ставите, якщо чесно. Якщо у вас є запитання, то задавайте, але може задавайте їх якось культурно, а не, з якимись наїздами. Anyways, so, where was I? So yeah, also, Russia is incredibly connected to Germany. Of course, there was like East Berlin and West Berlin, you remember that? And there were lots of Russians and KGB and Stasi people living there during the occupation of Berlin. And a lot of those people didn't leave. So there is an incredible amount of Russian influence in Germany. There is an incredible amount of Russlanddeutsche, which is like Russian Germans, who are also voters. Привіт. Who are also voters. And the German politicians, it's not even that they love Russia or they cave to Russia. Well, they do cave to Russia, but they still have this sort of romanticization of Russia, and they also have this kind of lack of balls when it comes to Russia. I don't even think that Scholz understands when he's doing it. I don't think he himself actually sees when he caves to Russia, because Russia has been so integrated into German society and into German economy and into German life that I think it's like incredibly difficult for especially German politicians to understand and see it for what it is, and understand and see the situation for what it is. It's like you can see that they wake up sometimes and then they just sort of like backtrack on their actions and words. And from where I'm standing, what it looks like is that it's incredibly difficult for them to dissect reality when it comes to Russia. And that's sort of like, that's the Russian imperialism, and that's the Soviet influence, and that's what's, it's kind of like, it's how Russians integrate themselves into every aspect of society in every country. And in Germany, it's obviously much easier than in other places in Europe because of Russia's history with occupying Berlin. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has begun a 3-day visit to China, where he will meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping. With this visit, Scholz is the first leader of a Western country to visit China this year. During his visit, Scholz will hold talks with Xi Jinping and Premier Li Qiang to discuss Chinese-German relations and issues of mutual concern, according to the Chinese Foreign Ministry. Well, it'll just be a whole bunch of lies, because China doesn't want to do any diplomacy with the West. China wants to pretend like they want to do diplomacy with the West. Joey is okay. He is on a vacation. Speaking of Germany, do you speak German? Ich spreche Deutsch ein bisschen. Ich habe Deutsch studiert aus Schule für 11 Jahren und meine Grammatik ist sehr schlecht, aber ich verstehe Deutsch. So yeah, I thought Germany supported Ukraine. Germany does. Like, Germany is in NATO. Germany does support Ukraine. Germany is an ally, but also Germany has this incredible amount of Russia's influence, and so certain actions and certain things, certain things are very, 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 very influenced by that occupation of Germany, and also by the sheer amount of Russians that have integrated themselves into the German society. Actually, on my page, there is Veronica, and Veronica is German, and she lives in the US, and Veronica can actually, she's chatty and she likes to talk to people, and she's very active in the chat. And if you have any questions about Germany or the Russian influence in Germany or German politics, I'm sure Veronica will be happy to answer them for you. Oh, I know, Archon. I know. The MAGAs are insane. When is Joey coming back? Any day now. But I don't know. He said he would be gone for 7 days, but I'm also assuming there is after they come off the liner, I'm sure they're also going to be taking a day or something like that. Commander-in-Chief Syrski has stated that Russian troops have been assigned the objective of capturing Chasiv Yar in the Donetsk region by May 9th. May 9th is Russia's Victory Day, and they obviously have to show a big victory for that day. In response, Ukrainian brigades in this region are being bolstered with additional ammunition, drones, and electronic warfare devices to strengthen their defenses. Ukrainians have lost certain positions in Chasiv Yar, and that's because we have to ration. That's because we have to ration our ammunition, and and we don't necessarily get enough frontline supplies. Also, our soldiers are incredibly tired. Some of them have been at the front for 2 years. We're having issues with rotation and demobilization because, it's a full-scale invasion, and a whole country being in a whole country being in martial law is a very new thing to us, and it's just, it's a difficult thing to figure out. It's a difficult thing to figure out under pressure when you're already lacking people, and you're lacking ammo, and you're lacking equipment, and you don't know what to do. So our government is really struggling to create a good rotation and mobilization and demobilization system. Ukraine is still waiting on ammo that was promised for previous years' counteroffensive. Yeah, Ukraine is still waiting on a lot of supplies that were promised to us. Actually, a lot of the time that supplies are promised, they're promised in certain quantities, and those quantities are being listed in the aid packages, and then Western countries come into their warehouses, and they're like, oh, actually, we said we could give you, let's say, I'm going to give you a fictional number, right? But they'll be like, oh, we said we're going to give you 300 Abrams. Actually, only 55 of those are in a workable condition, and the rest will take a year and a half to bring to a condition that's satisfactory to send them over. So yes, enjoy the 55 tanks. According to the results of an Ipsos survey conducted in the summer of 2023, among 2,300 French people aged 18 to 25, every second French youth would be willing to join the ranks of the army and fight on the territory of Ukraine if it was deemed necessary to protect France. The survey asked participants if they would be willing to join in the defense of their country if defense of France required participation in the war in Ukraine. 51% of respondents, including both boys and girls, answered affirmatively. Among them, 17% gave the most confident answer, while 34% answered probably yes. That's actually an incredible amount. That's a huge number. More than 50% of responders out of 2,300 youth said they would go and join the war in Ukraine to protect France if it required that. That's an incredibly strong percentage, and that's an incredibly high number. That's I don't even know if I don't know Lithuania for sure. I think most Lithuanians would answer a similar way, if not a higher percentage. But in a lot of other European countries, I don't see such strong affirmative responses. That's quite telling. But see, that's the thing. French people and Macron are, they're two different entities. The French voted for Macron very begrudgingly because Marine Le Pen is literally a fascist. And at this point, even Marine Le Pen had changed her tune and her narrative. And now she is as well supportive of Ukraine, because I think maybe Russia is not paying her what she was hoping, and they're not sponsoring her campaigns anymore. But yeah, Macron also is having his Churchillian moment because, Russia screwed up France's access to Africa, and Russia kind of forced France out of Africa. And also Russia is creating a lot of different tensions in various African countries, which influences migration to France. And as we know, French authorities really don't like immigrants. So, France is super unhappy with what's been going on. And now that it concerns them personally, obviously Macron is saying and doing all the right things. Ukraine, in collaboration with the German defense firm Rheinmetall, has commenced the production of weaponry for its armed forces, as stated by Herman Smetanin, the director of Ukrbоронпром, during a telethon. We have established joint production with Rheinmetall, a company registered in Germany but with production facilities spanning various countries worldwide. We are currently manufacturing a wide array of weapons and military equipment. However, the final assembly takes place in Ukraine, leveraging components supplied from abroad, he explained. Smetanin also highlighted that certain military equipment items are manufactured in partner countries, albeit utilizing Ukrainian components. He emphasized that critical weaponry is assembled abroad to ensure uninterrupted production. That's really cool, actually. I thought that it would take much longer to start producing weapons in coherence with Rheinmetall. Hi, Jason. Good to see you. In the Sumy region, Russian terrorists threw explosives on a civilian truck, the prosecutor's office said. The agency reported that the incident took place in the Krasnopilsk community in the Sumy region. The truck driver died as a result of the attack. The other day, Russians also ended up killing a driver of a civilian vehicle that was just bringing a delivery of like groceries to someone in a neighboring village. And Sumy region, the border areas have been evacuated because Russians have been attacking border areas of Sumy, and a lot of people had to be internally displaced and had to be evacuated from there because of the Russians. And Sumy is not a Russian-speaking area. Sumy has never been a Russian-speaking area. And, Russia has no excuse to come liberate anyone there because it is Sumy, even under their like mythological, history and geography, Sumy could not by any means be described as like historically primordial Russian land. Hi, Nikuras. According to the Donetsk Regional Military Administration, one person was killed and 2 others were injured as a result of shelling in Ocheretne. Earlier today, the Russians dropped an aerial bomb on the village targeting a 5-story building. Tragically, the body of a 67-year-old woman was recovered from under the rubble of the house. Ukraine and Slovakia have signed a memorandum on enhanced cooperation in the nuclear industry. The memorandum outlines plans to strengthen collaboration in the field of nuclear energy, focusing on the development of small modular reactors and the exchange of experience in operating nuclear installations and diversifying fuel sources. Additionally, the parties agreed to cooperate on investment activities in the energy sector and the operation of energy systems in both countries. This includes leveraging Ukraine's expertise in using alternative nuclear fuel at nuclear power plants. Ukraine condemns Iran's attack on Israel, said Zelensky. In Ukraine, we've experienced the horror of similar attacks from Russia, utilizing Shahed drones and Russian missiles, employing mass airstrikes, he stated on Twitter. The president urged the U.S. Congress to resume support for both Ukraine and Israel. I mean, here's the thing. Ukraine aid package is in conjunction with Israel aid package, but I don't think that anyone really is illusioned anymore by what Netanyahu is doing. And I will say, I mean, I've talked about this briefly before, but it's like, I do think Israel has the right to exist. I think that October 7th was horrible, but I also think that Netanyahu is using October 7th as a reason to wipe out the entirety of Gaza, and what Israel has been doing to Gaza is unspeakable and unacceptable. And yes, Hamas is a terrorist organization. And yes, I don't think that Gaza is going to be free or Palestinians are going to be free until Hamas is wiped out. But at the same time, what Israel has been doing is just not okay. But that is not to say that what Iran did is okay, because Iran is a freaking dictatorship. So no. Very complicated situation. The U.S. House of Representatives this week will consider the question of providing aid to Ukraine, stated the head of the House Intelligence Committee, Republican Congressman Mike Turner. Oh, how many times have I heard that? Feels like a déjà vu. He expressed confidence that the aid package will be adopted with an overwhelming majority of votes. Oh, really? At the same time, Turner did not specify which version of the bill the House of Representatives will consider, the one already approved by the Senate or some other option, the possibility of which was previously announced by the Speaker of the House, Johnson. This uncertainty adds intrigue to the upcoming deliberations as lawmakers weigh the best course of action to support Ukraine in its time of need. Also, you guys, something for tomorrow before we continue. So you know how we talked about how Rick supplies trucks to the front, or cars to the front with, basically every month. And we were talking about how we could try and fundraise for a drone a month or 2 drones a month. So coincidentally, today I have received a request from an English-speaking unit we fundraised for before. So we got them thermals, we got them like food rations, and we got them money for a quad, for a quad as in, like, a quadricycle. I don't know if a quad is only American slang or not. And we did that like months ago, I think maybe back in October. And so that same unit, that unit used to be with the 59th Brigade, but now they're attached to a different brigade. And I actually, so because the sort of what they're doing within the war in Ukraine and what they're doing on the front line, you were talking about the 169th Sniffing Brigade that does the trucks for Ukraine through YouTube creators. Yes. But because I don't think we have the ability to fundraise for trucks, because those are super expensive, I think we do have the ability to fundraise for a drone a month, hopefully. So I think a better goal is a drone a month, not a truck a month, because I don't think I have the, enough. I don't think we have enough, or we can do. I don't know. You know what? Don't listen to me. But I think a drone is a much more. I think a drone is a much more reasonable, a reasonable thing to shoot for, because the drones took like months to fundraise for, like the 6 of them. But so anyways, this brigade used to be part of. This brigade used to be part of this unit used to be part of 59th Brigade, but now they are a bit of a more coy unit doing some more, I want to say, high-end stuff in Ukraine's military. And so I am not aware of which particular brigade they belong to now. And I'm actually not, because they're not necessarily, so my contact is not necessarily authorized to tell me what they do anymore, because they're not like your average typical unit anymore. But anyways, they do need drones, and they do need Mavic 3 Pros. So I am going to talk to my contact a little more tomorrow and give you like a little better rundown on who they are and what they do, or actually like ask them how to frame it the best. So I'm not like, well, I can't tell you anything about them other than what they used to do, because now. So yeah, so I think, and I might ask that contact to create a monobank jar for themselves, like from their account, because they're a foreigner in Ukraine, so there are difficulties basically transferring money to foreigners. So it might be much better if they create their own jar, and I put their PayPal in the description. But I don't know how to know how much we fundraised if that's the case. So I will just, I guess, like ask them at the end of the day or something. But reconnaissance drones. They need reconnaissance drones. I also don't think individuals can buy kamikaze drones. So I don't think we can fundraise for that, nor would I know how to do that or where to buy those. So I think I'm staying within the range of reconnaissance drones. I think I'm staying within the normal range of reconnaissance drones. But yeah. So for that fundraiser, I think I will talk to that contact, and I will put in their mono jar and their PayPal, and I don't think they have Venmo, so that might be the only one that I will put mine in. So I will transfer whatever you Venmo to them, but I think it's better to go direct in this case, because because it's anyways, like this is a wild thing. So if you're a foreigner in Ukraine, you serve in the military, you can have a bank account, but you cannot receive money within Ukraine, basically, unless it's being sent by another foreigner with a Ukrainian bank account. Because during martial law, Ukraine has restrictions on how much money can come out of the country. So I think it's not, you can't spend more than like, I don't even know, but like basically there are restrictions. And so when you're a foreigner, because you're free to come and go, basically people could launder money through you. So that's why foreigners cannot be receiving money transfers from Ukrainians within the country. So yeah, so that's a problem. And then I would have to like take out cash when we fundraise and bring it to my contact at this unit. The unit is called Chosen Company. And provided that they are, they're nowhere near me, I would much rather put in their information and yeah. I thought Greg Terry was buying kamikaze drones. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe he is. I mean, I just don't know anything about. Yes, it did, Avery. But yeah, I don't know anything about kamikaze drones. I just think it's much. I think it's much better to. I think for me, it's like, unless a unit is asking me to fundraise for a kamikaze drone and I just put in their information, but then unless it's an individual, I don't know how much we're raising because I don't have access to that. Anyways, I think we're going to stick to FPV drones on this channel, at least for now. Yeah. Greg is buying 4 armored ambulances. That's awesome. Also, I think Greg's channel is much bigger than mine. And so Greg's audience is and thank you, Katie. I really appreciate that, and all of us in Ukraine appreciate that. But yes, I think at least for now we are sticking to drones because that's something I think we can fundraise for. And Greg Terry and Rick and Arthur and all the YouTubers that you're mentioning are fantastic, but they're also much bigger. Much bigger than me, so their ability to fundraise is also much larger. So please keep that in mind when you make suggestions about things we can fundraise for. So yes, we could potentially also buy an armored ambulance in a year. Like if I do streams for a year, we can probably get there. But yeah. I think there are people that are much more qualified to fundraise for armored ambulances and kamikaze drones and stuff like that. But I, for now, think that we should stick to FPV drones, and that's also something I was asked to get. I'm just going to iron out the details tomorrow, so we can send so we can have a page created and an easy way to donate to the unit. But I will I will tell you, because some of you know my story with the person from this unit, but some of you don't. So yesterday I'll also tell you who this person is to me, because and we'll kind of we'll recap the story of how we met and the story of why I know this unit and the story of why I care quite a bit to help raise money for their equipment and and things like that. It's quite a story, or quite a long story, so I don't think we will be able to cover that tonight. But yes. The Russians are pouring money into the war in Ukraine, neglecting the needs of their own people. Recently, a dam in the Russian city of Orsk collapsed, causing widespread flooding and submerging entire towns. The cause of this devastation has been attributed to rodents. It's hard to fathom rodents caused such extensive damage, but it's clear that Russia is prioritizing funding the conflict in Ukraine over the well-being of its citizens. I mean, we knew that, but it's good to be reminded of it once again, or every once in a while. The U.S. is attempting to thwart a Russian project aimed at extracting liquefied natural gas in the Arctic, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. Liquefied gas has swiftly become one of the world's foremost energy sources, sparking tensions between Russia and the United States. This competition is most pronounced in Russia's Arctic North, where a massive new offshore liquefied natural gas facility, a pivotal endeavor for Russian President Vladimir Putin, is under construction. To impede the initiative known as the Arctic LNG 2, the US has deployed a barrage of sanctions. These measures have hindered Russia's acquisition of the specialized immense tankers required for gas transportation and have complicated efforts to construct alternative vessels domestically. Hi, Gary Poppins. Our objective is to ensure that the Arctic LNG 2 project does not come to fruition, stated U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Energy Jeffrey Payette during a conference in Switzerland. Putin aims to more than triple LNG exports in the coming years. His objective, to attract additional funds to finance the conflict in Ukraine and to offset the decline in Russia's traditional gas pipeline export business. Oh my God, you are the OSMR lady? OSMR lady. Do you mean ASMR? I don't do ASMR. But also, let me show you something, because speaking of, no, I don't do ASMR by any means. I never did. But that's an interesting I guess suggestion. I don't do ASMR. Nothing against ASMR, not my thing though, but I don't do it. I don't listen to it. Okay, 1 second. I'm afraid to know what that means. ASMR is like when you're kind of whispering into the mic, and it's just like you're sort of, like making noises and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it better than what I just did, so maybe someone else will. But speaking of, voiceovers and stuff, here's the newest video from Ukraine Briefly segment that I'm the voice of, that was done with United 24. So
2, 3, 4.
No, wait, actually, nope, sorry.
2.
That was rough. That was, wow, sorry. That was really bad. 1 sec. I clicked on the wrong video. I'm dying. But hey, yes, I did the voiceover for that. Isn't that lovely? I'm kidding. Obviously, I did not do the voiceover for that, but 1 sec. Wow. You guys, that was hilarious. Let me show you the actual video. Actually dying. It is so funny. I was like, wow, that did not sound right, but why can't I open it? Wow. I get it. I understand that I've been logged out. 1 sec. Wow, that's fantastic. It's going to take me quite a bit now to log into my freaking account after this massive fiasco. One sec. See, it's asking me to accept this request to log in on my Instagram account, and my Instagram account is on my phone that I'm using. So it's just incredibly annoying. No. Why? Why is this a thing? Well, I suppose we are going to be watching that video tomorrow, because obviously I'm not prepared to show it to you. So you're going to just have to live with the suspense of that. And and with the information that after completing their training in the UK, Ukrainian pilots will continue their education in France, as announced by the UK Ministry of Defense. The first cohort of Ukrainian pilots has successfully graduated from intensive training led by instructors from the Royal Air Force. They will now progress to the next phase of their studies in France. Also, hi, Joe. Yeah. So yeah, you know, that's a good way to commence this information, right? Although, give me 1 second. I'm going to try again, and I'm going to try. 1 sec. I'm going to try and see if it was posted to Twitter. So maybe not all is lost. One sec.
Russia says NATO is acting like it's the Cold War again, but has Russia ever stopped acting that way? When the confrontation officially ended, the US spent the 90s on the rise of the internet. Europe was shaping an economic union. Newly independent countries were building their democracy, and Russia's goal was to restore the empire, mainly with weapons. All these years, Russia has spent much less money on raising living standards than on new weapons, agent networks, aggressive propaganda, and military campaigns, like the Chechen Wars. Later, Putin openly criticized the entire Western world in the spirit of the Cold War. The next year, Russia invaded Georgia. Then it occupied Crimea and part of Ukraine's east. Having attacked Ukraine, it began the nuke rattling and even moved part of its arsenal to Belarus. While Russia claims the West is a threat, it actually threatens literally everyone around. So uniting against such an aggressor looks justified. But how do we prevent a new Cold War? By helping Ukraine win this hot one. Was the Cold War a
And that is all I have for you, toujours, which means today. I don't think the US is actually going to send the F-16s. If they were, I would think there would already be several in Ukraine already. No, I disagree with that. I hit the like button. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Jeremy, you said Joey will be back tomorrow night? I guess night in the US sense of things. So during the day, so maybe I will still do another live tomorrow, and maybe you will be toujours. Okay, well, aujourd'hui. Thank you. See? Like it if you love democracy. Makes sense. Hopefully the Trump-tards don't win. See? Au revoir. And I don't speak French. Je ne parle français pas. Je ne parle français pas. Or no. Je ne parle pas français. Yeah. There we have it. Are you still in Ukraine or back in the US? I am in Ukraine. I am very much in Ukraine. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rosalind, and thank you, Jeremy. Je ne parle pas français. Okay, yeah, see? Je ne parle pas. Je ne parle pas. Oh my God. Thank you, Feisty. Thank you. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah. What do you think of Dutch intervention in Ukraine? What do you mean by that? You still... Kinda. Okay, there are trolls coming to TikTok, and at this point, I think it's time to sign out. Alrighty, you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Maybe I will still be able to do another live on Joey's. If not, then I'll see you over on my account, which is YEWLEEA. And I'm on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and all of those places get regular updates. I don't post any of the videos that I don't post nearly as many videos as Joey does, but I do lives every evening. And John, for now, yes, but because it's like my lease isn't over, but I mean, I would like to keep it. I don't know if I could afford it. There is like a lot of, there is a lot of stuff connected to that, particularly my green card and like certain things that I need to do because of the US bureaucracy. And so I don't know how to answer that because I'm, it's a very loaded question. Yes, Tiger Poo. That's exactly what it is. Thank you. And thank you, Nicola. And thank you, everyone. And sorry, John, I just don't know how to answer it better for you at the moment. Sounds complicated. Yes, everything with US and immigration is. Yeah. So where is Joey? We'll be back allegedly tomorrow night. He's been on vacation. Alrighty. I'm gonna go, guys. I'm thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Boom. 1. 2. And bye. 3.